look at you and it's easy to see. You are that someone I've been trying to meet. I got your number, won't you pick up the phone? Don't leave me hanging on the dial tone. Think back to the night that we met. Jumping in the pool, talk to you, dripping wet. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my tongue. Never thinking you would be my number one. Nervous when I speak, so I trip on my tongue. Never thinking you would be my number one. That's my soul out there. There's a love that's been touched. That's my soul out there.
Yes, midway through editing, I slapped a filter on it so none of that light shit applies here.
Let's see, let's get it over here. Let's do this one like this. I just want to make sure my stomach. That should do the trick. I hope. Pause this. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. This is a standard pre-podcast recording sound check. And I do apologize to my listeners if I sound a bit raspy. It has recently been brought to my attention that my voice is raspy. Ask me how many fucks I give. Now, this episode is going to be about just that. So this podcast is called Gigi's Midnight Rants, and that is because when I had initially started it, it was late at night, probably at midnight or later, and so that's why it's called that. And I also whisper when I record the podcast a lot of the times. For one, to be respectful of the other people that are in the house that I record in. Two, because it is usually late when I am recording, or very early morning, like right now it's 7 on the dot. I know the only other person in the house isn't asleep, but I'm still, I still try to be mindful of them, even though they aren't so mindful of me these days. Yeah. So how is everyone? I hope you are well. I know it has been a minute and we're trying to get reacquainted with one another. If you are just tuning in, this is Gigi's Midnight Rants. It is a podcast put together and produced and published by me through Anchor to Spotify. Me, I'm Embers. I also have a YouTube channel called M's Mad World, where I do like a vlog of my life, which is kind of what these rants are offshoots of. Usually just me kind of talking to myself, or you, the audience, to sort things out. And sometimes I try to have like a good positive ending in those, and I try to keep them comical, and I try to keep them between 15 and 20 minutes, depending on whether or not there's a guest. If there's a guest, then it could be 45 minutes to an hour. So, also another issue that requires me sometimes, I guess you could say, to be quiet or whisper whenever I do these podcasts are I'm also trying to listen to things going on around me, whether it be outside or upstairs or whatever. And I want to be aware of that too. So I try to whisper so that I can also, especially if I have these kind of headphones on, they really do cancel out the noise and it makes it difficult for me to hear. also, I've been to a lot of heavy metal concerts, and I've been close to, but not in the mosh pit, several times. So that also requires an extensive amount of yelling. So there's a very good chance that I've probably damaged, if not tore, one or a couple of vocal cords. And that would also explain the raspy voice, which I don't, it's not always like that. And just like, like what is some people's tea is not other people's tea. Some people like my raspy voice, so shout out to the people that do. Thank you. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening repeatedly if you do. I sincerely appreciate that. Also got some exciting news that I got a notification on my YouTube channel that I've started to meet certain criteria to enable the monetization for my channel, which is like so cool because, I could definitely use money. I mean, I'm sure we all could, but I definitely could because I got to buy a car. That's the main thing on the agenda, is getting a car so that I can get to and fro and get my stuff out of here. There's been a little deviation from the original plan, and that's okay. I get it. I'm not his cup of tea. Apparently, the female species is it. So, and that's fine. But it's like one of those things that you should probably sort out all the way before you do relationships. Hindsight's 20/20 though, so, there's that. That was super weird. So, I'm curious if my listeners follow along with true crime. There's a lot of weird, crazy stuff going on in true crime right now. Like, for example, the Idaho 4 case and the Delphi, Indiana case, which is a case that's about 5 years old. I followed both of those cases. I just find it extremely odd that it took them so long to catch Richard, and the evidence that they've got. If I was a judge, I wouldn't have handed down an indictment or arrest warrant for that. The bullet's not even been fired. It's just been cycled through his gun, and it wasn't found on or in one of the bodies. It was found in nearby in a public park. So it leaves a lot of room for reasonable doubt, in my opinion. Even in the Idaho 4 case, there's a lot of evidence to back up the prosecution's case, but there is a lot of room for reasonable doubt still, in my opinion. Just my personal opinion. For one, the DNA didn't even link back to Kohberger. It linked back to his dad. I'm just saying. And I know we've got like camera footage of the Elantra, but we don't have camera footage of that specific Elantra's like tag or zoomed in on the VIN. I don't know if Kohberger's phone pinged in that area, but it seems like maybe it was turned off right before then and then turned right back on after the murders, and that's why they think that it was him, based on the timing of that. But just the sheer amount of time that they're saying that these crimes happen, like you're looking at a window of less than 10 minutes for one man to kill 4 people and get in and out of that house almost completely undetected without even leaving really any blood evidence other than in the rooms where the murders happened. No footprints that I know. You know what I mean? Like, it's just really, I don't know. And they caught him so fast. I mean, like, they didn't even have a clue. Kind of like with Delphi, but in Delphi, they had a picture and an audio recording of the dude's voice saying "guys down the hill," which I still to this day think it sounds like Superintendent Carter. I'm just saying. And, well, no, because sometimes it sounds like Keegan's. However, I really think that there's a ring going on, and that all of these men that have come up as potential suspects are involved in that same ring, and that's the reason why they've had, like, you know, suspect stories or like a whole made-up fucking alibi, like in Ron Logan's case. Like, so now which one of them actually did it is hard to say, and it's possible that maybe the girls had figured that out and they were going to confront the person, and that person knew that, and it was going to uncover the ring, and maybe that's why they did it. It's the only thing I could think of why something like that would happen up there, because it's such a small, quiet town. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. Plus, I noticed this is what I need to watch the video again, like of the cell phone footage, because there's like recording before the guy is on the bridge, and that bridge is pretty long. So I'm just wondering, like, how did he just suddenly appear on the bridge? Like, did they not notice him when they first got on that part of the bridge, or did he come up out of the woods suddenly and then come at them pretty quickly? Like, that's the kind of stuff I'm interested in. Just like with, okay, and out in Colorado, Suzanne Morpheus, she's been missing since like before the pandemic. And they had said last year that they had an idea where they think her body might be, but they needed to wait till the ground thawed out so that they could search it. Well, that was like 2 years ago that they said that, so why have they not searched it? Now they're claiming that it's like a really rough area to get to. I don't know. And Barry had a lot of money. But Alex had a lot of money too, and it really did not help him out any. In the long run, it kind of did him in. When you think about it. I don't think Dick and Jim really did their best either. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think they did a really good job at defending him. I would not have put him on the stand. Because like a lot of people said, it really sealed the deal for them. I already had my mind made up about it. Had I been a juror, it would have been the opposite effect, because I'd already had my mind made up. And then once he got on the stand, I was like, oh, I could see why he's a likable dude, you know. It makes it hard. But just from what I've read over the years in true crime and like just legal cases in general, you just don't do that. You just don't do that. Because there's so much stuff they can judge you on. Body language. They just pick you apart. Then there's the cross-examination. That's always rough. But that's the one thing I do like about the judicial system, is when you're in the court and you're going through trial, you have to provide the evidence to back up your claims, or you have no case. And that leads me to the thing that I'm going to lead out with today. So last week, it's been about a week now, there was a creator who trashed another creator who's also a friend of mine. Now, my friend did not respond, because he's always in Zen mode. He's like that. He's really chill. He didn't respond, but I did. I made a whole ass video about it. And then it started a war with this other creator who is a total diva and has blown up my comments for days now. And the only thing I've stated repeatedly is I'm willing to apologize to him for these things that he has accused us of, if in fact he can provide proof that my friend or I, either one, have done the things that he's accused us of. Like, I know I haven't slandered this dude. I've not defamed this dude. I haven't lied about him. I haven't done any of that shit. And he did that to me, and I didn't even know it. Like a little over a year ago, apparently he made a whole ass video calling us grifters. And he thought I seen it, so he made another one and took me out of it, apparently. I didn't see either one of them, but I found out about them last night when I was doing my due diligence and making sure I didn't have any videos trashing him. In fact, I don't have any videos. I have some shorts that are like joking about stuff that, you know, I agreed with him on some of it. Some of it I don't. Like, he talked crap about Cam. He talked crap about Jason. He talked crap about Richie. Like, these are my people. They're also, well, way more in tune with their, like, inner Zen mode. And so they don't really, like, respond to shit like I do still. Because I feel like if you don't, sometimes, and you don't call these people out on their bullshit, they're just going to continue to do it to more other people. And the cycle just does not end because nobody checks them on it. And they victim blame. And that's bullshit. It really is. Because this guy's literally sitting there saying that we're bullies, and he has bullied the absolute fuck out of me for days now. And this is not something you can't go and see for yourself. You can literally go to my YouTube channel and see the comments. The dude is the Sanity Machine, Abstract Angel Artist, and El Diablo are all three the same person. It's the same one creator. Blowing up my notifications, telling me to apologize for being a bully. I was like, bro, when you bring the evidence to the table, we'll continue this conversation. And so then he proceeded to start slinging insults, like talking about my voice, said that I looked 50. Bro, you wish. I know I don't look 50. Like, come on. In fact, that's gonna be the polled question at the end of this podcast, so make sure you go and check it out, answer it. Because on my YouTube channel there are videos where you can see what I look like. So I am curious to know, what do you guys think? Do I look 50? If you guess close to my age, my real age, I will tell my real age. We got to have 10 people answer the question. And 7 of those 10 have to be close enough to my actual age. Within 3 years of my actual age. And then I'll answer it. So at least 10 people have to answer the question. 7 of those 10 have to be close enough within 3 years of my actual age. And I'll tell you how old I am. Or you can just go do your homework and find out. Because it's public information. So. Like it's going to be a beautiful Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon, or Saturday. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday. That's what I should say. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful Saturday. And so what I should do is go ahead and get the day started and get on up out of here, because if not, my roommate, who's also my ex-boyfriend, is just going to ride my ass all day. And I don't really feel like dealing with that. I really don't. And now that plane that rudely interrupted me is done interrupting me, that is probably going to leave a scar. That's such a bummer. Yeah, there was a bump on my face last week, and I picked it, and it ended up getting real swollen, and now there's a scar. Oh well. I hear my stomach again, and I don't want to be all out of crackers. So I think that's going to take care of this episode. of Gigi's Midnight Rants. It has been your girl, Embers. Thank you all again so much for listening, and I will talk to you again in the next one. Remember to check out M's Mad World on YouTube, and there's a link in the description of my videos for other places that you can also see me at, such as Caucasian Sasquatch and 007, and many, many more. Until next time, guys. Bye.